Comcast.
Anastasia, I vow to love you faithfully.
Wedding vow narration exposition. Vow narr exposition?
All that I have is now yours.
He's still giving the main vows, not the ring-centric vows, but the footage is of the ring, because this movie understands dick all about actual matrimony, and knows everything about pseudo-salacious sex.
You may kiss the bride.
Or use that 17-inch dildo that's currently in your jacket pocket. I don't really care, the vows are over, and I'm headed to the reception to get a highball. Is it just me, or are all these wedding guests flashing the help I'm under duress signal? You know, if they made about 6 more of these movies, I bet it would be possible to squeeze 5 total seconds of believable chemistry out of these 2 leads. The director and the set decorator had a huge fight over how many testicle-shaped chandeliers were needed for this wedding. Obviously, the set decorator won because he has an affiliate marketing relationship with Chihuly. In a display of solidarity with the couple, Grandma agreed to get flogged while wearing a ball gag later tonight. Weirdly enough, the ball gag was on the registry.
Let's get out of here. I'm sick of sharing you with the riffraff.
That's racist. Also, Anna then completely changed out of her dress into an off-white pantsuit while Christian unbuttoned his top button and took off his bow tie.
Gonna give it to you. You own this?
We own this.
Goddamn movie, she already knows he's rich enough to have private planes, and they're already married enough to know they share possessions. So this cheap-ass line that sets up a cheap-ass response is everything wrong with the dialogue in this series. And I'm just gonna go ahead and assign it 15 sins. Carrying her over the threshold of your honeymoon hotel room? Romantic. Carrying her across the threshold of your fancy private jet that will ferry you to the honeymoon? Elitist as hell, yo. Christian, check your privilege. Ah, rosé. The perfect wine for people who don't have the balls to favor red or white. We're nearly 4 minutes into this thing and still getting on-screen text credits? Jesus. Well, the soundtrack's mostly mediocre pop songs that you'd hear in the background at Target, but we paid Danny $3 million just out of habit. This Parisian honeymoon montage is so vanilla that it could easily be from any Matthew McConaughey, Kate Hudson movie from the mid-2000s. Is this what 50 Shades fans tune in for? There was like 2 seconds of obscured missionary sex. Directed by James Foley, the guy you get to direct everyone else has turned down, such as this movie you're watching right now, the previous movie in this franchise about The Corruptor, a Chow Yun Fat joint, and The Chamber, the least remembered film based on a John Grisham novel in the history of ever.
You want to be ogled by every guy on the beach, including Taylor?
This guy with the whipping and the historical bondage dares to play the jealousy card. Like, this film could be shown as is to law enforcement personnel, as a textbook case of what an abusive relationship looks like, but it keeps thinking it's sexy and I see someone saw sneakers. God damn it, is it now mandated for every movie server room to be blue?
There's nothing but boobs for as far as the eye can see. Nobody cares about mine.
They will, when they're on the cover of some sleazy tabloid.
What about the cover of a non-sleazy or less sleazy tabloid, like People Magazine? Do they still make People Magazine? Life Magazine? The irony here is that no matter which magazine I choose, this joke will inevitably end up outdated. Say what you will about these movies being sex fantasies for the middle-class women of America, and they are, these movies are just as much lifestyle fantasies for middle-class women of America.
You insist on defying me, Mrs. Gray. What should I do about that?
I'm guessing the same shit you've been doing the last 2 movies, only this time you'll get bombed or hack bombed at some point. Dakota Johnson got through this movie with one simple mantra. Sharon Stone eventually got nominated for an Oscar. Sharon Stone eventually got nominated for an Oscar. You know, I'm hetero and married, but even I'd like to see Christian's dick at this point, if only for some variety.
I should misbehave more often.
But why? Outside of the useless handcuffs, that was extremely tame sex. Like, haven't they been f***ing this entire honeymoon? God damn, I hate this dialogue.
I'm sorry to interrupt your honeymoon.
But for some reason, I used FaceTime instead of the regular phone, in the hopes that I'd catch a glimpse of your super boring missionary humping.
We had a fire in the main server room this morning.
Was anyone injured?
See, he likes to cause pain to women that look like his mom because it helps him shoot his semen everywhere. But he's a good guy because his first question after learning about the fire was regarding his employees' well-being. Also, maximize that window! There's no reason to keep this video chat window minimized, unless you think I need visual evidence that this asshat has a desktop image that is literally his own company's logo.
Can you go back?
Damn, Roz, Anna asked you to rewind the footage, not to throw in a zoom and enhance cliche.
They said it looks like sabotage.
Sabotage? Why wouldn't you tell me that?
I didn't want you to worry.
Here's another movie character keeping information from a loved one that most people would totally tell their loved ones, out of some screenwriter's manufactured need to avoid worrying said loved ones. Jesus. If someone's trying to kill you, then someone's trying to kill her. And you're a grade A bitch if you hide that information from her.
Can't you just call me Anna?
Well, Mr. Gray likes to be called Mr. Gray, so that would be a little odd.
Would it, though? Does Anna really have so little clout in this marriage that she can't have the staff call her by whatever name she chooses?
That was a joke.
Yeah.
Whoa, movie. If you're going to start explaining your narrative intentions, I'm going to need you to also say things like, that was a drama, and that was a sexy.
Do you not want to have kids?
I don't even care that some couples wait until after they get married to have this discussion. The fact that she brings this up now is some bullshit. God, is there really checking an hour and a half more of this?
I'm not ready to share you with anyone.
Final film in trilogy doubles down on the possessive and abusive nature of its male lead, because I guess it's too late to turn back. Women like abusive men? I'm legit confused as to what conclusions to draw here.
Anna! Hi, Hannah.
Hey, I can play that too. Anna, Hannah, Bobana, Banana, Fana, Fofana.
Can we find a spot for him?
Man candy? Sure, but that's pretty sexist. And I'm not sure this movie about a male dominating a female that shows lots of lady nudity, but almost zero male nudity is ready for something like man candy.
Do you mind? I need a word with Miss Steele here.
Owner of the company and 3-day-old husband barges into meeting at his wife's office on her first day back. And this is normal. This is not only normal, it's romantic, and I beat off to it with my genital parts.
Would you change your name for me?
Yes. I've meant that much to you.
No one will be seated during the entire third movie where they argue about marriage. Every real-life married couple works out long before actually getting married. I'm becoming convinced there's more product placement in this sex movie than there is sex.
Let me show you what I have in mind.
And let me do it in a dimly lit room where you won't be able to see.
A state-of-the-art, self-sufficient, smart house.
Self-sufficient? So the house is capable of providing for its own food and other needs without outside help? Houses don't eat, and they don't have needs, so every house is self-sufficient. I'm guessing you either meant a house where you can live self-sufficiently, meaning one with lots of green space or some or maybe you meant self-sustaining, in that it produces as much energy as it consumes, which even that would be a questionable claim.
And this infinity pool will really make that view of the sound.
Does anyone conduct business in this town without overt flirtation? Like, is it a requirement to be annoyingly pervy to work in upper echelon Seattle?
Please stop speaking to my husband as if I weren't here. Or you can go and climb back into your colored car and drive back to Seattle.
Was that Gia girl out of line a bit by touching Christian's wrist? Probably. Did she really do anything wrong enough to warrant a response from Anna that was this over the top? No. I'd have removed 100 sins if she'd woefully underestimated the car's 0 to 60 capabilities and driven this thing toppling end over end into the woods across the street, like those asshats in YouTube videos crashing Lambos they can't handle.
Lose them.
And instead of instantly losing this fucking used Dodge fucking Durango, the Audi R8 will only slowly lose him. The R8 averages near 600 horsepower, whereas the Dodge Durango is a Dodge Durango.
Go.
Gone in 50 Shades. Also, has anyone even thought about calling the cops?
Come on, dude.
I'm wondering if this is the lowest stakes car chase in movie history. It's at least tied with Mitchell, right?
Flash your lights.
That's a dick move.
This works. If anything, the driver's less likely to move out of your f***ing way. After exiting the freeway and losing the tail, this movie decides to give you 8 cuts in 10 seconds of her driving through the city. This is worse than Liam Neeson going over the fence in Taken 3. Man, I gotta get randomly followed by a potentially deadly stalker leading to a moderate speed chase more often.
Sorry, Mr. Gray. We lost him.
Wait, what? You were in the middle of downtown traffic. It's not like Liz was in a supercar like Anna. It was a janky-ass Dodge. You had one job.
I want everything there is to know about Hyde.
God damn it, shouldn't they already be doing this? This is the most incompetent security detail since Paul Blart.
You know I can't go to New York. I have to work.
Take it with you.
So he's going to New York and tries to force her to go with him, but she stays behind because she doesn't want to be told what to do, and I had to Google to make sure because I thought I was going insane, but yeah, basically all the same shit happened in the last movie.
I will be safe. I have Sawyer and Prescott.
Who just showed how great they are by letting us be followed and losing the f***ing follower. This movie thinks every single thing in the world is sexy, and movie is wrong. Gun shadowing. Literally. It's even in the shadows. She was promoted to, I believe, senior fiction editor, not marketing director. Why is she looking at cover art mock-ups? She should be reading manuscripts and then reading more manuscripts, but I guess that's not visually cool enough.
Why do you look at me like you don't know what I'm talking about?
I don't.
Somehow, the discussion in the writer's room made it into the script.
I promised Christian I would go home.
Come on. You afraid that your hot bodyguard's gonna narc on you?
Anna was literally driving the car when someone tried to chase them down a couple days ago. Does she not actually value her own safety? Why does perplexing Christian with my actions seem so frequently to trump making smart decisions?
He's working on this big eco project with that architect Gia Mateo.
The one with the really big...
Plans.
So what's the movie going for here? A little bit of subverted raunch? Humor? Clever dialogue? Because it fails on all accounts.
You're so married.
I know. Honestly, it happened so fast.
But it happened over the course of 2 movies and like 6 hours of unrated runtime.
Let me tell him that I was out with Kate.
Mr. Gray already knows.
Her face suggests that she's surprised to learn this, but honestly, after everything, why doesn't she assume Christian is watching her on live 4K 360 video at all times? The original title of this movie was 50 Shades Even Darker.
And you're gonna be a good girl.
Third Twilight bondage ripoff film is literally a rejected Criminal Minds spec script stretched out a bit.
Better restrain him.
I don't have anything.
We do.
Holy these security guards just keep topping their shittiness. Also, they can set up a stupid line about Anna having handcuffs.
You owe me a life.
The most hilarious aspect of these 50 Shades movies is how tonally all over the place they are. It's like E.L. James sat around and said, you know what this sex story about marriage and bondage and freedom and car chases and stalkers needs? A dramatic orphan backstory. Dourly day-drinking dank doers. One of the biggest sins in this entire movie is the color of these sheets. It's like puke and bile got together and had a baby, and then that baby puked up raw stomach acid.
Come to bed.
Maybe later.
This makes no f***ing sense. Christian's mad at Anna for going out, but she was attacked at home. If anything, she survived the attack because she disobeyed Christian. Jesus, even figuring out the logistical flaws in this movie makes me feel like I need a shot and a bath. I don't think I want to live in a world where showers are no longer enclosed by walls or glass on all four sides.
I can't.
I guess Christian's happy trail is closed due to flooding. Also, seriously, man, for a long-ass time, this sex movie actually refuses to sex.
I thought you were mad at me.
He was and is, but you should know by now that anger only strengthens the power of Christian's boner. Skip!
I have no idea why he's going to these lengths to get to us.
There's gotta be some connection.
Yeah, let's get our crack team of investigators on it. Wait, they've been on it this entire movie? This movie about two f***ed up people figuring out how to love each other while simultaneously f***ing each other up does not have time for side plots involving bodyguards, f***ing the literary assistant, goddammit. The word hormones should have gotten a co-writing credit on these books and movies.
I'm taking you away for the weekend.
But not to that enormous house that I just bought you and will never be featured in this movie again. Rita Ora continues to be in these movies.
That he doesn't really understand.
With a guy like Christian Grey, you'd think the phrase tickling the ivories would mean something much more sinister than piano playing, but you'd be wrong.
Do you think Elliot would ever cheat on Kate?
That depends. Do you think this tub, which allows both of us to behave as though we are in separate tubs, is long enough? Anna's nightmares involve her walking down a gold-plated palace hallway, and life doesn't get more first-world problem-y than this. We need a fridge that says, I'm rich and I have a small dick. How about one 5 times the size of a traditional hall closet? Brilliant!
There you are. I was looking for you.
In the fridge? Even Kim Basinger, who's in the unrated cut of the movie, thinks this is a discount 9.5 weeks.
It's my turn.
Man, I never thought I'd say a sex scene involving two attractive people went on far too long before I watched this movie.
What if I run into a bear?
Good luck to the bear.
It's finally about to get good. I'm sorry, Dakota Johnson is hot as but this dress isn't working on her. It's either not a real dress, or else it's a dress made for Olivia Wilde and no one else. Regardless, it's not working here, no matter how enthusiastic Rita Ora is. Protagonist witnesses potential infidelity due to incredibly convenient appearance of the cheating spouse cliché.
Are they real?
I never asked.
Wow, I'm actually rooting for Jack to escape prison and abduct some fools, just so something can f***ing happen in this movie.
And then I met Kate.
Okay, giving a big speech to a group of friends before proposing is awkward and horrible enough, but doing it in a f***ing nightclub where in real life no one will be able to hear you? Even worse. Double foul. Strike 2. 2 strikes in 1. Engagement happiness for the f***up brother. Yay! He deserves to be happy, I think. I honestly don't know and don't care, and I'm pretty sure no one does.
Not everyone marries the first girl they ever dated.
I'm sure there are some private jets out there that are quiet, but this motherfucker is completely silent. I'm sure it's out of respect for this brilliant dialogue.
No way.
Anna, toast your toe.
Movie proves the doubters wrong and shows that a film featuring a variety of butt plugs can make over $370 million worldwide. It's not a 50 Shades movie without a kinky sex montage.
Jack attacked me. Do you believe what he's saying?
Officially, Mrs. Gray, it doesn't matter what I believe.
What the f***ing f***? He's a goddamn detective. He submits testimony that states exactly what he f***ing believes. Also, how is Jack's attack even slightly in doubt? He had a f***ing knife with him, right? And that was recovered at the scene. Did they think he was using it to carve a fine camembert that he picked up on the way? So by showing up at his bail hearing, she guaranteed that he would hate her more? She didn't testify. She could easily have found out his bail sentence from someone else mere seconds after it was announced, but somehow she convinced herself she just had to be there in person when Hyde's bail was decided. I mean, what? That is the least sense any movie that makes no sense ever made.
We're just there.
Anastasia couldn't see that. She's hilariously legally blind. Let's all laugh about her poor eyesight. Ha ha ha.
Apparently Hyde is trying to say that I came onto him.
He expects people to believe that?
It's his word against mine.
But no, it's Anna's word against a slew of evidence and a clear breaking and entering charge, including assault with a deadly weapon.
I'm pregnant.
At this point, the movie's throwing everything it can at the wall to see which plot thread can be the most boring.
I'm not ready to figure it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, acting! Also, I'm just going to throw 50 sins at Christian here for being a predictable tool about a pregnancy he helped cause, but decides to immediately blame the woman for f***ing things up.
Hoping for a miracle.
If this movie were made 12 years earlier, Evanescence would have had a lot longer of a career. At least 2 albums worth of hits. Guess who's going to get the butt plug tonight?
We're leaving for work in 20 minutes.
Where the hell were you?
This movie is really just a study of who can be more f***ing indignant. Just a reality check to anyone actually finding themselves emotionally invested here. This is their closet. It's a dressing room. It holds all their clothes and accessories and still has 500 square feet to spare for just walking space. Bitch.
You chose her over me.
Ah, see, even the 50 Shades expanded universe isn't immune to a stupid protagonist's fight before the climax of the movie cliche.
It's what your mother should have done for you, and I'm so sorry that she didn't.
Mommy shaming.
Babies happen when you have sex, and you and I tend to do a lot of that.
Indeed. Yet even Ross on Friends was shocked to learn that condoms only work about 97% of the time, and most birth control is some measure of fallible.
So we can either do this together.
I wonder if Jamie Dornan actually had dialogue here, but the director just told him, let's maybe just try acting with your face, eh?
And Emma, if we can just make the font size 2 points bigger on the hard copy.
Holy making the font size 2 points bigger on a book at the last minute is a huge deal and would never happen, unless the scene were being written by someone with no knowledge or interest in real publishing details.
Your husband called. He wanted me to remind you that he is flying down to Portland.
Jeez, I hope he's not flying his personal helicopter, or we're headed for another bullshit fake death ending. If Anna's had her cell phone with her this whole time, how has Kate not been able to reach her? Was she waiting for the screenplay to catch up? Weird. This movie did devolve into a Criminal Minds episode, which I somewhat predicted earlier. Also, I guess Mia's into the same as her brother.
I could have been Christian Grey. I'm smarter.
I've got more balls.
Villain exposits to the main character and therefore the audience before committing villainy cliché.
Don't tell anybody, or you'll get his little sister back in pieces.
Man, Jack graduated from publishing management to casual human butchery in like a matter of weeks. Movie will push Anna around like a chess piece during the finale, all due to some deft sibling-in-law love exploitation. But still, Sister Christian hasn't meant shit in these movies until now, right at the end of the last movie. Jesus f***ing half-assing Christ. Before we start this madcap rush to the end of the movie, let's pause for 5 full seconds to watch Anna put her hair up.
I'm gonna need to grab some bags. $5 million in cash takes up a lot of space.
Not really. Actually, it depends on the denomination of the bills. If they're all hundies, then you got nothing to fear.
Can you come help me in the library, please?
Mrs. Gray.
What? You're saying these security personnel can be outsmarted?
Are you leaving me?
No, god damn it. She's trying to have none of her loved ones die. Jesus Christ. Expand your horizons on what counts as worthy of your attention. I hate you.
Wait for me there, it'll be 15 minutes.
Christian, please, don't.
Anna's giving Jack a tremendous amount of respect in this situation. Sure, he's got Mia captive and is threatening her, but how would he know if she told Christian about it? It's not like the motherfucker's special ops or something. He was a goddamn editor.
Sir, your sister Mia is missing. We can't find her.
And those are definitely 2 different things that I had to say separately. You know how I love dramatic timing, sir.
Detective, the same day that Hyde gets out, my sister goes missing, and my wife takes $5 million out of our account. You think that's a coincidence?
Actually, I think it's lazy writing, but potato extortion. Also, at least 87% of the last 10 minutes of this movie has been people talking on f***ing cell phones.
Liz?
Get in the back.
F***ing Liz? Movie way overestimates my interest ability to keep up with what's like the 563rd character in this franchise. Damn, I was so close to basic competence. I see Jack stocked up on his psychotic stalker eye makeup for this confrontation. Maybelline is constantly innovating.
You said you were the killer.
And she's not dead. Not yet.
Let's talk about Jack's plan. He was apparently responsible for Christian's helicopter crash in the last movie, but Christian survived. After that didn't work, he broke into the office, stole some files, and exploded the server room. But the security camera was able to identify him, leading to him becoming a criminal suspect. Then he broke into the Gray's apartment to kidnap Anna, despite knowing there was a security detail assigned to her, which led to his arrest. And now, after kidnapping Mia to prompt Anna to actually bring the ransom money, he starts beating her ass instead of running. He's shooting himself in the foot so much that Anna doesn't even need to use her gun.
Anastasia, hey.
I know you just woke up from the movie coma, but is it too early to start talking about using the butt plugs again?
Why didn't you tell me what was going on?
I couldn't. Jack threatened me.
No, he threatened Mia. Damn, I think the movie fast-forwarded itself just to watch the sex scenes.
You were given a life with advantages, but look what you made of it.
You know, like your sex dungeon.
Christian, it seems that they've found where your birth mother is buried.
Why the f*** was this information included in the packet about Jack? What does this do for the movie anyway? God, please just let this f***ing series die. Die! 61 seconds of franchise flashbacks, and none of them are about boning. Mid-credit scene is so useless it makes Captain America's appearance at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming look like essential viewing.
No, you're not putting those in my butt.
They don't go in your butt.
Whatever you say. Mrs. Gray.
How about I just go eat some hay? I can make things out of clay and lay by the bay. I just may.
Doug, Doug, oh, Doug, 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 Doug.
I'm pregnant.
With emotion?
I could have been Christian Grey.
I can handle things. I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart.
Come on, baby, pick up.
Pick up, 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 pick up. Okay.
Excuse me, I'm trying to conduct a wedding here, which has nothing to do with love. Please be quiet.
I suggest you stop making eyes at my husband and keep your hands to yourself.
Can't keep my hands to myself.
Taylor, right here, over the bridge to South Park.
I'm going down to South Park, gonna have myself a time.